We're going off. We're going off. I'm going off. I'm going off. I'm going off. What the hell does that mean? What does that even mean, going off? So, what's going on? Is this going out live or not? Looks like it. That's great. Yeah. Hey, Tony. Sup, man? I just got everything like set up properly now so that I can just start streaming. The only thing I'm waiting for is some kind of a like a mic arm to have on my table. Namaskar, Sasha. Hey, we got Dean here too. Wall RTD Studios. I gotta find a better like designation for you. I'll call you Wall. Well, you don't spell wall like that, do you? Spell wall with two L's, I think. So you probably cannot see the chat right now. I tried setting up so that the chat would pop up, and all it says is you just added a browser source. And if you're wondering about that, you're supposed to see the chat there, but that's great. They told me it was so easy to set up too. I don't get this. What's going on? Why can't I see? I can see the chat fine here. This is really weird. It says pop up. Can you see the chat? I mean like inside the video, Jan. Kan you, ser du chatten i fönstret liksom, i videon? Chat on the phone, yeah, I do that too. That's why I keep my phone like this, so that I can see the chat all the time. I'm just trying to get the chat to pop up like inside the video, and I followed a tutorial on that. It was from 2017, and it doesn't seem like anyone else is making tutorials like that for OBS, so I followed it, and it looks correct over here, but no. What's up, dog? We got oh, I keep calling you dog. We got Dog Woods from the sound test room here. Yeah, so I can't figure out what it is. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna close down this pop thing because it's really annoying that it's covering up this space. Okay, so let me remove that. Where is it? Remove the live chat. Yes. Wait, maybe. No, I don't get it. Pop out one. Okay, yeah, okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I got the chat over here. I got you over here, everyone. So, right. Is the audio good? Is like, I actually went out and bought a better like headset, and the problem is that the microphone on this one sounds. It doesn't sound as bad as the previous one, but it doesn't sound good. It does not sound good. I'm not happy with it. The good thing is that you can disconnect this thing. You can like plop it out and get something else in there. So I'm looking into that. Maybe getting like a better lavalier microphone or something like that. Some like a Shure one. I've used those before. So in this stream, I was basically just gonna, try to load up some stuff in AUM and let's chat about it. I want to know what you do with AUM, and I just want to get some inspiration basically. I've been looking at a new app that came out like only a few days ago. It's called Scope or Oscilloscope or something like that. Scope AUV3, and it is everything that I wanted from the beginning. I've been asking about this for 6 years, okay? And what it is it's just a scope, nothing else. Just a scope, no settings, no nothing, just that. So let me just turn off the music here. I'm just gonna turn this down, and I'll just show you what this thing does. It doesn't do anything else but this. So right now I've got like I've got 3 synthesizers here, and they're all Poison 202 by Jim Paolo or Jim Audio. And so they're going on their each separate channel. So I hope that this is not too loud. But I'm gonna play a note here and see. All right, and that's what it does. That's it. That's all it does. This is everything I ever wanted. An AUV3 oscilloscope without any complicated stuff around it or anything. Just this simple black background and just the scope, like the ones we can find in like Myrac and other like digital modular synthesizers. It's great because I just love working like this, especially when I'm sitting and trying to make sounds in one synth that sounds like another one. So if I'm trying to get like a Moog sound out of Poison, it really helps to have this oscilloscope. I'm sure I go by ear, but I know what the Moog waveforms look like. I've been doing so many tests with them, so yeah. This week, my rack will arrive for AUM. Sasha, do you mean like it will have like? Do you mean like you will buy it? Isn't it already like? Isn't it already AUV3? Or am I just going insane here? Did I just imagine that? Maybe I did. Maybe I did. Right. So if you have any suggestions about anything you would like me to try out, please keep in mind that I do not own every app, and I probably have even less apps on my device than you have, because I constantly have to delete almost half of my apps every time I make a new video project. So in between video projects, I have about 1 or 2 days at the tops where I'm doing research, and that's when I delete all the video footage and the audio, and then I just install apps, get some new apps, and try them out and try to research them so that I can make like reviews and stuff. But I usually I keep this set amount of apps, and it's usually the same apps. Let me see the scope again, please. You just wanna see it work? It's right here, man. It's right here. Okay, Dean. So check it out. This thing will actually open up as a standalone, right? So if I open up scope like this, it actually connects to any core audio thing you might have connected. So right now I've got like an audio hub behind this iPad over here, and it just takes that connection basically. So right now I'm not getting any audio in probably. Yeah, so what I gotta do is unmute this, and I gotta feed it with something. What do I feed it with? uh do I have any audio stuff? I do have some audio stuff, I just can't remember. I could feed it some synth stuff. I just need something simple. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Someone's eating dinner and watching my stream. I hope I don't make you. Hope I don't spoil your dinner for you. So I'm just gonna unplug this thing, and now I realize that I'm out of cables. Right, that was. Have you noticed that like stuff are out of stock when it comes to music companies? I've been trying to order this same microphone arm, like one of those broadcast arms that looks like one of the desk light arms, the foldable one that you can stretch out and stuff. I've been trying to order those, but they've been like out of. They haven't had them. They haven't had them. They're out, all of them. I don't know how I'm gonna get one. Let me see if I have a cable here. Oh, where are you? I did put everyone. Come here. Yeah, yeah, I'm all out. I can't believe it. I'm gonna have to like get a bunch of new cables. I don't have anything left. I have so many regular instrument cables, like the small 3.5 millimeter ones going to the 6.3. But when it comes to RCA cables, three of these cables broke the past 2 months because I've been using them heavily. And one of them, I gave it to my girlfriend, and maybe I can get her to come in here and give me that cable. I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. Either way, this oscilloscope will work in a standalone mode, and it's a mono oscilloscope. I don't know if it's really stereo or if it summarizes it, but it right now it doesn't do anything because I've got it connected to the sound card. So let me just do this instead. Unplug that, and we should have something happening on it soon. Come on. Maybe I would just have to restart it. Right. So for this stream, I thought that, yeah, there we go. So basically, that's all it does. The only thing I would criticize this oscilloscope for is that it does not have any controls. I mean, it's a good thing, but it would be nice to, with a what do you call it? The opposite to pinching. What's the opposite of pinching? When you de-pinch and move your fingers, wider, it would be nice to be able to control the amplitude. And when it comes to time scale, I'll show you with AUM. You see, it has a little problem because the time scale of the oscilloscope is set. So if you're playing high notes where you're playing, you're basically doubling up frequencies. You have no problem seeing that on the scope. But as soon as you go down, so let me show you here. That's disconnected, of course it is. Let me connect that. I hope that doesn't kill your ears. Doesn't look like it. Are you getting latency on the stream or on the audio or something? Let's see here. Come on. Oh, yeah, I forgot. It's connected to this, and I need to pull up the filter. Come on. Connect. Why aren't you connected yet? 8. Come on, scene 8. I've already... There we go. Okay, so if we take this scope, and I play a high note up here, we have no problem seeing this. But if I go down a few octaves, look at that. Because of the time scale. So if I go up, we start seeing one cycle. And if I go up again, we're doubling up the frequency. You see? So it has that problem. If you could at least like pinch it like that. So I am working on a video because this a video about this thing will only take me half a day or like 8 hours to make. And I need to make that because the big video I've been working on for months now is I need another week on it. I just can't do anything about that. I've had some minor issues while recording the actual material for that video on the app side. But I've found a way to solve it. So it's gonna be about sampler. I can say that much. At least I've been teasing people for weeks now. I've got a great interview with Marcos Alonso. That interview is like edited and cleared. I've done the tutorial material that's cleared, but now I need the demo material and a little bit more, and then I can just put it together, and it will be pretty nice thing. Yeah, pretty nice thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna unload all of this and do something. So let me just check up on the chat. So if you want to ask any questions, greetings from Sweden, person in Berlin. If you have any questions, then move that glass of water. Okay, Doug. Just, you're right. I usually don't put water or anything in here, but I was so stressed because I've been trying to set up this chat thing so it could be seen inside the video, and that didn't work. So when I sat down here, I just plopped the glass of water down in front of everything, and I never do that normally. I'll just put it on the side, or sometimes I put it on the floor behind me, which has ended up in some less desirable ways, I might say. At least the water will not go all over the electronics, that would be horrible. So any questions, just pop them in here about anything. That's what I do anyway. I mean, my videos are basically me answering questions. So I've been having so much fun with just loading up all kinds of apps lately, and I've been working mostly with Sampler. I've also been working a lot with Borderlands Granular, and I've been working with Spacecraft. And then I just remembered that I haven't done anything with TC11 for a while, so I'm gonna try to incorporate that again. The problem with TC11 is that it takes so long building any patches for it because of the touch interface and everything. So when I actually get into the engine and start tying functions of well, like gyro and the touchscreen and everything, there's just so too much to do. I would sometimes want a more, not more basic but more streamlined, maybe a little less features or something like that. Question: you said scenes when talking about the buttons. How do you wire up scenes inside AUM? How do you wire up scenes? You mean like switching out projects, switching scenes, like that? Because when I said scenes, I mean the scenes inside the Korg Nano controller. Both of these have scenes, and basically the way you can see them is like banks. So you have a set of CCs and stuff you can have for all the buttons and transport controls and everything, knobs and faders, and then you have that times 8 scenes, like 8 banks. So there's 8 faders. You can basically have uh, settings for, well, 8 faders times 6, and same here. And you can have different MIDI channels for the keyboard also, and the XY pad, and different CC numbers. These controllers are sick. These are sick. These are the best controllers I've ever had. I just cannot ever think of just being without them. They're perfect traveling companions. The only thing I don't like is the knobs. I want to get some smaller knobs, if I have some friend that could maybe 3D print something for me, something more streamlined, flatter, because I don't like how these get, tangled up with stuff inside my bag. I don't like that at all. Even these things will plop off sometimes if I just put it down. So I either solve that by putting it into a bag or not. But that's what I meant by scenes. If you're talking about scenes in AUM, I don't think that's something I've ever looked into. But is there a function for that? If anyone knows, scenes like Ableton. Yeah, okay, so that's definitely something I have not looked into. Yeah, I wish there were in AUM indeed. So no scenes in AUM. Yeah, yeah. I don't even know exactly what that means because I've used Ableton a few times, but it it's not my cup of tea. I've never been able to really learn that workflow. Um, it's too strange for me because I was so used to using Cubase's or Cubase in the past, and when I wasn't using that, I was using something else. But I'm still a little bit. Let's see here, MIDI controls. I'm just checking here. Session load. No, yeah, I thought you meant like session load. Um, if there's a way of actually switching between session, but that you can do. Add action. Oh, you can. Okay, this is something I didn't look into. So you can tie session loads to a MIDI controller. That would be a bit dangerous though, because I've had some instances when I've unloaded a project where there's some heavy plugin like Moog Model D, and it unloads and it just smashes my audio. Like it sends out this loud pulse when it unloads and loads something new. So I don't think I would want to do that live, but that's pretty cool that you can do that. Seriously? Okay, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try to put this project here and go here and learn that on what button. What button should I choose? Can it take an, can it take maybe, I'll switch scene here to the last scene, and I'll use this select button. Did it did it learn that? Nope. Okay, so it's in PC mode. Wait. I gotta change that. Is there any way of changing that to something else? Let's see here. Channel 1, channel, that's the channel. There, CC. Okay. Learn. Come on. It's like it doesn't register that one. Why doesn't it do that? But at least you can do that. Okay, I'm gonna look into that because it would be interesting. And anyway, if you have a project inside AUM that is like less cluttered, it would be cool being able to just switch it on a controller like that and load another project. But still, it's not something I would want to do live. Um, Wooden knobs are cool. Yeah, wooden knobs are cool, but it takes some time to make. Ask Look No Mum. He has a 3D printer. Yeah, the problem, Tony, is that he is so busy. I don't think he would have the time. And besides, I'm kind of I'm one of those people who'd rather not have to send for knobs from all over, like across the world. I'd rather do it locally, and I do know that there's bound to be someone with a 3D printer, maybe in my area, even here in Stockholm. There's gonna be someone. So if I could just get in contact with someone in Stockholm, I'm gonna look into that. And if I get it solved, I'm gonna make a video about it and just show it. I got the idea from another YouTuber. I can't remember his name, but he makes videos about reason and stuff. If I remember his name, I'll shout him out in an episode because I got the idea from him. He also loves the Nano Key and Nano Control Studio. Either way, I'm just gonna load something in here, and what I want to load is spacecraft because I just love spacecraft so much. How many of you have spacecraft? Hey Jacob, Nanokey Studio is just great. After seeing it so many times in your videos, I decided to buy it, and I have no regrets at all. I'm really happy to hear that. You know, a lot of people ask me often, like, I read, they tell me that they read a lot of bad reviews for the controllers, and I've read a few bad reviews. And what I read mostly is that, well, a lot of people don't like plastic. I get that. I completely get it. If I could get these in aluminum or something like that, yeah, I would love that. I would love that. But so far, I haven't had any like bending problems or anything with these. Um, Maybe because I don't sit on them and stand on them. I don't know what it is people do, but I've seen some people complain about that. But what they complain mostly is when it comes to the nano key is the clicky keys. Can you hear them? It's like an old keyboard, you know, on an old computer. And to me, it doesn't bother me because I'm I my electronic music endeavor started with the Commodore 64. I mean, hey, this thing sounds like that when I huh huh when I type on that one, it feels like an old computer keyboard. I don't have a problem with that. One of the things I love the most with this thing is the scale function. Okay, there are two scale modes in this thing, and one of them basically just light up keys, so it shows you the scale. But the other one, the scale guide, it wait, not the scale guide. The scale guide is the one. Which one lights up the keys? I think it's easy scale, but the scale guide basically turns it over so that all the black keys are now going in a scale, and it's got the same scales as all of the Korg stuff does. So if you ever used Chaosilator, Korg Gadget, anything from Korg with scales in it, all of those scales are in here. And so I just love that. It's like working with figure or something like that. And a lot of people say that when I talk to other people that use Nano Key because of the scale mode, they've used figure and they wished that some controller had this figure feature where you just get the scales, you know, on notes like that, so you can just drop all the other keys you never ever want to play. And this thing does that. Doug Woods would probably call me lazy. He would probably, because that guy can play. I can't, and I'm too lazy to play keys wrongly. So I'd rather just put it into scale so I don't have to. I don't want to waste time reaching for keys I'm never going to use. What does that tell you about me and my endeavors? Huh? Nano key is great, but clicky clicky. Joe, yeah, okay. So Joey, why you don't like the nano key because of the clicky clicky? Is that it? Because that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard a lot of people say. And if you're bothered by that, you're not gonna like the nano key. You're not. You're not. Absolutely not. But if you want a controller with faders and stuff and knobs on it, this thing is perfect. This thing is absolutely perfect. It's great. I mean, what is it, like $150 for a unit like this or something like that? And $150. Is that it? Yeah, I think so. 150, 1500 ungefär. I think so, about $150 or less. And the way I've set it up is, ah, you know what? I'm gonna do that instead. People have been asking me to do a complete video where I just set up a full AUM session with mixing elements and stuff. And the thing I tell these people is like I've already done the MIDI setups, and the only thing that would be different from those videos and this video is that I would be doing the same thing 8 times. There's really no need for it, but a lot of people do that. They want me to do that, and yeah, sometimes I have to do that. So maybe I can do that in a stream. What is this? Scene. Come on. Is it? Oh, now I get it. Ah, was it not connected? Let's see here. Come on. I thought I would actually get some music going in this episode, but that never happens. I'm so bad at doing stuff like this, live. One of the reasons why I never felt comfortable. I can't get this to work. What's going on? What is going on? This is on. What am I doing wrong now? I got the right source, the volume fader. I have the right scene. This is the stuff I never want to happen on my regular channel, which is why it's so nice to edit stuff out. It's literally not receiving it. God, I have to restart this thing. I got the Novation Launch Control XL for the Korg faders because I wanted more knobs versus button. Yeah, I've checked the Launch Control too, and I'm actually a bit, I wanna try it out. I wanna try it out, but it's a little bit. I can't. I don't have that money right now. I need to save up for something else for the studio so that I can actually get some stuff in because I'm supposed to have. I'm gonna buy like a shelf system that is gonna be stretched over the table so that I can put rack mounted stuff on top of it so it's out of the way. And then I want to have an arm coming from that thing holding the iPad so I have nothing underneath so that I can move it like this because I- I've I've thought about it. I really like the way the table is laid out, and I don't want to put stuff in front of me more than I already have, and I don't want to have to move stuff. It would be nicer just having shelves like this so that I can put up all the small synthesizers and stuff. Because my plan is in the future is I'm not gonna show that side of. Let's see here if I can show. Over there is my bed, and I don't want to show that anymore in my videos when I do something. I just want to film myself or record videos of me sitting in front of the table from the behind, so that only the studio part is showing. Because I'm tired of showing the bedroom section with everything. It just no, it just doesn't look good. Okay, so nano keyboard, nano control. Okay, that's the problem I was having, wasn't it? I didn't connect it. So now I should be able to set it up. Is it already set up? No, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe someone is already typing in chat. Jacob, you dumb idiot. You're doing it wrong. What are you doing? Learn. Oh, there we go. Finally. Finally. So there we go. I want to see the haunted cabinet. Yeah, the haunted cabinet is right behind me. Maybe you can see a little bit of it. It's right there, okay? So right there it is. It's that white thing. That my thumb looks very big right now. But right there behind the camera, that's the haunted cabinet. We can keep the cabinet like that. So it's right there. Keep an eye on it because you never know. I've actually worked on it. I've removed some stuff in there, and I've like been working on the door. It actually stays closed now. So if it starts opening, that's horrible. Horrible. Hello everyone, and welcome to Jakob haQ Live. You're watching me foul. You're watching me fail at everything I'm trying to do. And I mean, I think it's okay because it's literally like the first real official stream, even though I've had three ones before. Are you coming with tea, baby? Oh, thank you, honey. Yeah, it's very hot. I'm gonna put it over here. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I needed. Love you, baby. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. I feel what do you call it? Bortskämd. Bortskämd på engelska. To all the Swedes out there, can you translate that for me? Bortskämd. I can't remember the word for it. Bortskämd. My favorite episode of all time. More liquid. Yeah. Okay. I've put the liquid away. Okay. No more dangerous accidents, like prone to happen. Nothing's gonna happen. It's okay. Don't lose your shit. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm I'm good. I'm just gonna add a filter. Let's add a low pass filter, and let's tie that up to this button instead of panning. Low pass filter. Where is it? There we go. Frequency, learn, and there we go. Yeah, finally. So let's add spacecraft. Like I said, you have any questions? All the sex toys around the bed. That's that's correct, Sasha. All the first key step is great. Personally, like the feeling of the clicky keys, but the integration with Core Gadget and Bluetooth media was the main reason to buy it. Yeah, I get that. Doug losing his head over the water here. I just love that. I mean, I love Doug. You know I love you. I mean, even if you are absolutely the most insane Brit I've ever met online, absolutely insane. You're my most favorite insane Brit. And me and Doug go back a long way. Like many years now. He's one of few people that I actually talk to on a more regular basis. I also have some developers that I talk to, and I'm gonna make an announcement about that soon enough. In a few months, there's something being worked on, and I need to make it clear to everyone what that is. Losing my oh, what? Why are my chat being moderated? Did I turn that on? I didn't turn that on. Is that automatic? Wait, show that. I come on YouTube. I allow people typing shit in my chat. What the hell? I almost got spacecraft for desktop. Why didn't you, Tony? Hi Jacob, amazed that you're streaming more live now. Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming every Wednesday, and I'm hoping that this will become so natural to me and so integrated into the studio. That's why I've been doing what I've been doing. I take time doing what I'm doing because I want it to flow. And when I've streamed enough, I'm hoping that I can add another day. So I won't be adding more than 2 days a week because I already know how much extra time that would be. But I want to do that in the end, like 2 days in a week, and I want the second day to be in a different time zone so that people, my Asian viewers, and people like further ahead on the time scale. Oh God, how do I do this? I don't know. Wait. Let me do this. Let me do this. Before I actually decided on streaming on Wednesdays, which I couldn't spell, by the way. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. No one told me anything about this. You need to tell me. I've got dyslexia, okay? Does that say Wednesday? Does that say Wednesday? That doesn't say Wednesday. Does it? Look at that. It doesn't say Wednesday. So please let me know when I mess stuff like this up, okay? I've got dyslexia. That looks like Wednesday to me, actually. My girlfriend had to tell me that Jacob, she didn't know what day that was because it doesn't exist. Wednesdays. Wednesdays. So, I want to stream on Wednesdays and maybe Sundays. And on Sundays, I want to do it on a different time because when I looked at the world clock here, so here is where I am, right here. Okay, I'm in Stockholm, Sweden. Can I bring that up a little bit? Bring that up. Yeah. Okay. Let's get close here. So now we're really close. I hope you don't mind me whispering. Um. So here is London, and in this little part of the world, that's where Doug resides. He's not living in London, but he's in there. And then I have viewers over here in Asia, and and the time I'm streaming in, it's like 3 o'clock in Japan, and I have a lot of viewers from Japan when I look at my statistics, and I want them to be able to join up in the stream. And then when we go back here, all the way to like Anchorage, we have like it's 10 o'clock. It's before lunchtime, like so. Yeah, I wanna I wanna do something about that because I feel like it's unfair that everyone can't, you know. And also, so far, I've decided that I don't. I haven't decided fully yet, but I don't have any ads on these streams. I really just want this to be a place where my viewers from the other channel, when you want to hang out with me, when you want to just come and chill, no ads, no nothing, because yeah, I'm mostly doing this because I need to hang out with my audience too. I just it gets so damned lonely doing this job, and it really entails you just sitting and doing loads and loads of stuff by yourself and not really having anyone to talk to. And I'm really bad at that too because a lot of my YouTube friends, other YouTubers, they invite me to these group chats on Discord all the time, and I join up and then I just disappear because I'll end up sitting and doing some research or something like that, and I always prioritize answering questions from viewers first. So um, yeah, many people will probably call me crazy for that. I'm always in need of the odd jobs here and there to make ends meet because YouTube isn't like I'm not making enough to sustain myself on YouTube. So I'm always looking for jobs, and there's been so many times now where I've lost job opportunities because I was sitting and doing research on some stupid synth. Not that the synth is stupid, but you know what I mean. Like I do that all the time. I just keep messing stuff up for myself because I'm so easily distracted. In Swedish we call it disträ. I'm one of the most disträ persons you'll ever meet, and it might not look like it in my videos or when I'm doing streams, mostly because I have a role to fill. But when I'm by myself, the role to fill is is only like I don't know. It's like it helps to help people tell you that you're doing something right. Okay, it helps to have people around you pushing you forward and dragging you along, and stuff like that. And when you're by yourself, you only have yourself, and sometimes I don't feel like pushing myself, and I procrastinate, and it's very easy to fall into that trap. Don't know how to put it in any other way. I don't even know why I ended up talking about this. I just want to say hello to everyone who has joined up. It looks like we got 25 people in this stream. I'm really happy that you joined up. I'm so grateful that you want to spend your precious time with me when I'm not really doing anything. I mean, we've been streaming in almost 40 minutes and I haven't gotten any music or anything done. And that's crazy. What did I what was the title for this stream? I think I forgot to change it. I call it sampler. Oh, well, mm, okay, okay, I'm gonna have to change that. I'm gonna change that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change that title because other people are gonna get annoyed with me. I'm gonna get so many thumbs down now. No sampler footage in this thing. That's not good. While I build my little session here, why don't you let me know how you're doing right now with everything going on in the world? Here in Sweden, people have started going out more now. It's like the doors are opening and the veil is uncovering, and people are coming out and they're taking fresh air for the first time. For someone like me, who is always in here doing the same thing, nothing changed for me during this time. And so I've had it really easy, and I recognize that. I'm grateful for it too, because I know some of my friends have not had an easy time losing their jobs and stuff, and it's just it hurts to hear because there's nothing I can do for them either. It's it's just horrible that it's happening. So if it's happened to any one of you, just let me know. I want to know. I want to know how you're doing. I owe everything to my viewers. I owe everything to you. Without people viewing content like my content, I wouldn't have this channel. It's that simple. I would just be some dude uploading videos for no one to watch, and it's a collaborative thing. It's a cooperation. It's a mutual. What do you call it? It's symbiosis. Yeah, symbiosis. Doing this thing, and I love making videos, and I do love explaining stuff. But I've gotten a bit hurt over the fact that I make mistakes, and it hurts, okay, to make mistakes, and I've made some pretty damn stupid mistakes. It's so weird. Remember the video I put up about me making a mistake about Nano Studio, okay? You know what the fun thing is? I found 3 videos in where I actually load up audio unit extensions inside that thing. They're in the videos. They're part of the demo footage I've shown inside the videos. It's one of them is in fact in one of the more viewed videos. The top 7 synths from 2018. I've got a clip in there with Nano Studio, and I'm loading up. I think it is Fax Transient Designer plugin in there. I'm loading that up inside Nano Studio. I've done it on cam before, and somehow that just completely unregistered. It just packed up and left my brain completely. Left me, said goodbye, I'll never see you again. It's just insane. I think that bothers me the most when I mess up something like that in that way. It just makes me feel like a complete. What's that? There's a Jewish word. Klutz? I think klutz. Is it klutz? Yeah, it makes me feel like a damn klutz. I don't even know if that's the right word for it. Maybe I learned it wrong. I've only learned it from movies. I just realized that. Maybe I said something completely different. Isn't clutch also like clutch? If you say clutch, isn't that like something related to the gearbox in a car? I don't know. No, I actually didn't import my own samples, Tony. The thing is that Mark Watts, the guy who made Spacecraft, he put some really, really nice sounds in there. He mixed some really good stuff together. So in many cases, when I start up Spacecraft, I don't have to put in my own stuff in there. I just open it up and I just put in. I just start playing it, and it's just great. Can you make AUM slave to external MIDI clock? Oh, okay. So I've been trying to do that a lot. I don't think I've managed to do it yet. Or does it? Does it take MIDI clock or does it just send it? I think, yeah, it just sends MIDI clock. But then again, if you get AUM to connect to Ableton Link, and then you use another app that is like an Ableton Link app with a MIDI support. What's that called? Link to MIDI or something like that. There's an app like that, and when you connect them together, you can basically have the MIDI controlling back and then going over to Ableton Link. The problem with those setups is that if something goes wrong, if you have some unstable MIDI, I've done something similar like that, connecting my Mini Nova here over. Let me remove that screen. I'm so sorry. So I have a Mini Nova synth here on the side, and I've had some issues where I've got, maybe it's a glitchy cable or something like that, and it skips around and makes the sync go out of sync, and I just hate that. So nowadays I usually just try to rely on only MIDI sync, and in those cases, well, AUM sets the MIDI sync out and that's it. Otherwise you have to do it through Ableton Link. The thing is, the reason to why I've been looking into it is because I wanted to make a video about this, but I wanted to make that video like 3 years ago or something, like when Ableton Link was introduced to iOS, and I was the one that made the video when Audio Bus 3 came out, and it had Ableton enabled inside there, which was the first one. I made that video for the Audio Bus team. That's me. You're here in that video. And back then I started looking into it, but I couldn't get a stable way of getting it to work with my external gear. I was using hubs, I was using like a RetroKit's RK005, I was using so many things, and so far I just haven't had it happen. I don't know what to say. I mean, once I find a solution, I'll make it happen. But until then, no, just don't know what to say. I have no idea of how to make it like stable. Just can't seem to do that for some reason. Are you? There you go. There you go. There you go. Finally. I have a very specific question about spacecraft. Can spacecraft generate relaxing ambient kind of music sound, or mostly for sci-fi kind of sound? Here's the thing, Dimitri. The things you put into it is what's gonna make the sound. So if you put an electric guitar in that thing, a sample from an electric guitar, or if you can also load up spacecraft as an FX unit and have audio streaming through it. There's a function for that inside there, and then you can have a more generative thing, especially if you got maybe a guitar on the side, and you're doing some weird stuff to it. You have a little wheel, motorized wheel going over the strings, and then you just send that through using spacecraft as an FX unit. The thing is, it's not generative because these notes won't change unless you change them. Unless Mark has done something to the interface, then these notes will stay the same until you change them. So I wouldn't call it generative, because to have it being generative in some way, well, it also needs to generate stuff on the fly or automatically, and I guess you could say it's generative, but not auto-generative. You still have to do changes inside the app. Thanks for sharing that story, Renato. Thanks for sharing that story, man. That's heartfelt. Hey, what's up? What's up, man? Accurate beats from Accurate Beats, of course. It says Accurate Beats there. Just great at repeating myself. What up, man? What up? What up? If you didn't know it, Accurate is a Swede just like me. That's why we speak so weirdly when we speak English. We can't English properly. Sorry for being quiet, everyone. I'm just checking through all the comments here. All right, I want to chop this up in somehow, you know, some way. There's too little happening with this thing right now. Let me connect that also. I want to be able to control the filter with this knob here, because being able to control these things like that is just wonderful. I mean, kind of goes against what the platform is. It's a tactile platform, but still. We got Davey Pooh here also, which is Davey is also another YouTuber. I don't understand why YouTube is filtering some of the comments. I didn't turn that on. So if you guys who are YouTubers, you have your own channels, if you want to shout out your channels, I'm gonna allow that on this when I'm streaming over here. As long as people don't spam the chat with their thing, I'm gonna allow it. So if you want to type in a link to your YouTube page, you can do that. No problem. I don't have a problem with that. If it's moderating, I'll just clear it. I don't understand why it does that. I'm gonna go over the settings, you know. Once I'm done with this stream, I'm going to go over the settings, so the next time it doesn't happen. But David also does iOS music making videos, and he's got some great videos on his channel, so I want you to see that. Follow me on MySpace. Look, what? It actually, I had to moderate that. Accurate. I had to moderate that. What the hell is wrong with YouTube? What's going on? What are you doing? Why are you? Stop doing that. I thought. Is the moderation really that hard? I thought it would like maybe. I didn't think it would filter out stuff like that. That's why I never turn it on. I don't trust what they do with their settings. Let's see if I can do something nice with this thing. Kind of annoying having that sound all the time. Let me just tie that to the mixer here. Learn. And let's also tie it up to the low pass filter. So hello and welcome to everyone new. This is Jakob haQ live, and right now I'm just making music inside AUM with spacecraft. I'm just going with the flow. There we go. And now we need something to cut this up. Let's see here. What can we use? I'll use something from Bram. Bram does some nice stuff. Let's grab maybe Cosmonaut? Scatterbrain. Yeah, Scatterbrain. See here. Where is it? I thought it had some where it actually just glitched stuff out. Oh, there. Okay, so the video I put up a little while ago that I made another video about, basically, my spacecraft live thing video that I did. I built that the same way I'm doing this one. I just kept going. I just added channels and added stuff as I went along. Like I said in my latest video, I just need AUM for that in order to get creative with stuff. And like, quite frankly, I'm just using factory stock. Is it stock and factory? It's the same thing, Jacob. It's the same thing. Come on. I'm using factory samples in here, but we could easily just switch out our own inside spacecraft. So if anyone is watching and you've never heard about spacecraft, it's easy to import your own sounds. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna grab something from where can I grab it? I can grab something from audio share. Come on. Yeah, okay, so I'm in my audio share folder right now because this thing supports the Files app, which is great. And I'll just go into whatever. I'll go into this one. It's a project I made a very long time ago, and it's got some drums in there. Just remove a little bit of the bass. Let's have that travel all over the place. And so right now it's just reading a drum sample loop that I did. And suddenly we got something very much darker. Can you hear that? Thank you for the sub, Terrible Peril. I think Terrible Peril? I said it right. I think I said it right. Hello, Jim. Haven't seen you in a while. I mean, this has to be the most fun way of scoring a movie or something like that. You're just using spacecraft, and you can, since it's a audio unit version, you just load up as many as you want, as many as your iPad can handle, of course. And now we've got a completely new, different feel in our track. Yeah, it does sound a bit evil, accurate. Let's try to make this sound a little bit darker. There we go. Yeah. Now this will probably sound weird. It's too happy. Let's make it not so happy. There we go. You want me to put a reverb over this? Let's see. Oh, it's the third one. I don't have a reverb on it. You're right, Tony. I'll put Black Hole on there too. Let's feed back that. You're getting some serious feedback there. Yeah, it does sound kind of cyberpunkish. Alright, so that's one session, and what I do now is this might turn into something I will perform with at some point and record and make a proper video of. So I'm just gonna save this, and so I'm gonna give you in the chat about 2 minutes to come up with a name. 2 minutes. I'll count 2 minutes from now, like, and I'll give you a chance to come up with a name. In the meantime, I'm just gonna check through here. I'm not gonna be quiet for 2 minutes. But someone mentioned, Wall mentioned monitors. I don't know why, but I want to mention the monitors I'm using because I'm using the MTMs, and before that I had the iLoud micro monitors from IK Multimedia. Both pairs IK Multimedia sent to me. I never paid for any of those. That's one of the perks of having a channel like this. Companies will try to send you stuff, and you wouldn't believe if I tell you how many times I actually say no, because what I've learned over the years is that if I don't have the time for it, or if I don't feel that I can make something with this, then I won't accept anything. Usually when I make a deal with a company, I'll make a deal where I don't have to sign anything nowadays, unless it's an NDA for something that is about to be released. I sign those, but I don't want to sign deals where it ties me up into something that I have to say something or something like that. I just want to be able to say whatever I want about a product. And sometimes I've gotten products where the product has been like amazing in so many ways, but I end up not using it. And if 1 week passes and I don't even think about that thing, then my gut feeling is usually something I should listen to. And my gut feeling tells me, okay, send it back because it's just gonna take away brain power. Brain power. It's gonna distract you because you're now feeling guilty about not using something that you have here that someone took the time sending to you and stuff. And I mean that's for the company sending it to me, it's a bomb deal because they have to pay for shipping when I send it back and they get nothing for it. But that's the way I want it. I don't want it in any other way. With IQ Multimedia, since I've been dealing with them for a very long time and I use their products for I don't know what, 8 years I think. So a whole year I had, what was it? I think I had a MIDI, iRig MIDI or something. I had something of theirs for a year before I started my blog. And then when I started my blog, I got the microphone. That's when I got the iRig Mic HD, and I've been using that for since then. So at least 6 years. All the videos that I've been making, that's the mic you're hearing, basically. And I've made so many videos, and then they contacted me and said that they wanted to work with me. And since I already love their products so much, I thought it was a great deal. It's not often that I click with a developer, a hardware developer or a company that quickly. It's not that quick at all. But with IK Multimedia, it's usually clicked every time because they do something right. Okay, they've done a lot of software from the beginning right. Okay, they've done that. But what they do right is when it comes to the iOS stuff, since they've been Apple licensed, their stuff just plugs and play usually. And so far, I haven't had a single problem apart from, what was it? It was a few years back. It was a few years back, and I had, yeah, okay. So I had a lot of connection problems with, what was it? Oh, I can't remember what it was. It was the iRig pads. Yeah, okay. The iRig pads. I had a lot of problem getting that to connect and stay connected with my iPhone and stuff. But that was before I learned about or did research on the output, the power output that these things make. And the thing with IK Multimedia is that since they're licensed by Apple, they already have all the specs and everything. So they're usually building their stuff to pull as little amount of power as possible. They also put lightning cables in their packs, and now that the USB-C phones and iPads are out, they have 3 cables in each package. So USB-C, lightning, and USB-A. So they ship it with everything. They're still licensed, and I just love that. But what I did back then when I had problems was that I had too many things connected to my phone, and I didn't realize that I needed more power. So I got the USB 3 to Lightning adapter, the one that I have here, the big one, and that kind of solved my problem. But then I hit it again, and I did more research into it and realized that sometimes when you have too many things connected, and if they are also, if they have a lot of lights and stuff, like many of the pad controllers do, that's when that's when they're gonna pull so much power that it will just shut off your connection with the phone or the iPad. And so I I've started using a powered hub. Now I'm using it for the MacBook here on the side where I've got OBS set up and everything, because the MacBook only has two ports, USB ports. But that's what I love about them. So for me, it's so easy. So I basically will call them. If I see that they have something new, I will call IK Multimedia and I will say to them, send this to me now. And they do. It's one of the few companies where I've never had to trifle. I've never had to fight with them over anything. They have no problem supporting creators out there, and that's what I love about them. Arturia is the same way. Arturia is great with supporting creators. It's so easy to deal with, and they have this. I don't know what it is, but I think it's their marketing people, or not the marketing, but the people they put in contact with the artists, their artist relations kind of thing. They're usually younger, which helps, and they're very down to earth and close to everything internet and what creators do. And I love it when companies do that. There's nothing worse, I know, that when a company contacts me and they give me this same boring gray marketing lingo, and and they'll start it with "I love your channel," and that usually it just, even if they are being serious, I mean, it's marketing lingo. They don't mean anything bad by it. I know that. Um, it's not their fault that they're sounding like that. They've been taught to talk like that. They've learned how to do marketing. But for me, an emotional, I'm everything I do is based on my emotions. I'm very emotional. I get easily butthurt because I got a huge ego. To talk to me like that, talk to me as if I'm some kind of a number, it usually just drives a wedge between me and that company. And it can even take it so far as to me not ever picking up the phone, ever answering an email from a company again, which some of my best friends on YouTube has told me that I'm being an absolute idiot, butthurt little snowflake for acting like that. And you know, they're right. I just can't help it. I Kill Multimedia. They don't do that. They don't do that. They're so down to earth. They're it's like talking to people. All of them working there that I come in contact with so far, they've all been musicians from the beginning. So that's why they understand music and making music and stuff. Plus, they work hard on doing stuff for mobile, and I really like that too. But I think that like I've seen some like comments about why some people might not like the products, and usually it has to do with price. Um, and I get it. If you're like Apple licensed, you're gonna have to add that into the package. So it might be cheaper to buy something else, but ah, like what I'm using right now, the iRig Stream. Oh, sorry, I dropped that and then I messed up the cable connection. But when I just grab that and put it into the phone, and I can go anywhere and stream without having to think about having an extra USB dongle, the extra little sound card with me, and everything else. Uh, yeah, just mm, I love it that it's simple. So let's see here. Did you come up with any names? Was that a name? Rotten Bananas? Mininova on Ice? Super Dogs? Water Glass Fried the Mininova. Okay, it looks like we might have a winner here. Water Glass Fried the Mininova. I think I actually went on my little I love this company rant for too long. And when people watch this, the people not liking me, I have a few haters. I don't have that many. If you don't have any haters when you're doing videos on YouTube, something's wrong with your channel. Something's obviously wrong. You have to have a few trolls, a few haters, and you know, not everyone are haters. Some people doing the thumbs down might actually have some constructive criticism. I just wish they would tell me, because most of the time you get a negative content, it's something like "you're shit," and that doesn't tell me anything. So I usually disregard those completely. I don't even pay any attention to them. But when there's constructive criticism, like "I give you a thumbs down because," and then they explain it, I love that. That's great. Now you told me something. I might not agree with it in the end, and if I do agree, I'll change something. But yeah, so I think it's gonna be that. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be water glass fried the mini nova. Water glass fried the mini nova. I wish more companies were that easy to work with, though. Really. I mean, and some companies I don't want to work with at all. I've already announced that on Facebook. Maybe some of my viewers would get. I haven't announced it on YouTube because I'm not a drama channel on my regular channel, and I don't want to create drama topics to just have it be about the drama. I want it to be about the apps that I review, the developers making the apps. But here on the live stream channel, I can mention it. So I recently stopped using like Behringer stuff in my videos, and it's not because of the of people calling Behringer out for being racist or anything like that. It's not that at all. What it was about is I found out that they trademarked Peter's name, Kern. They trademarked it. They sent in a trademark for it. Now they have given it back and kind of undone it, but the fact that a multi-million, a billion-dollar company with over 5,000 employees, or at least 2,500 employees in 30 countries or something like that, that they will put their whole marketing machine or their that they would do something like that is just completely unbelievable. And when I talked to people from within the industries, from other companies, they were shocked that anyone thought that that would be a good idea. It's one of the worst cases when it comes to the music industry, at least on this side, the software side, where I've seen a company do something as stupid as that, trying to silence a critic. It's just stop being so butthurt. I mean, I loved their stuff. I still love some of their stuff that I have over here. I just won't promote it on my channel because in the end, I don't want them. If I ever say something bad, is that gonna happen to me too? No? Are they gonna trademark my last name? Like seriously? What an idiotic thing to do. I don't get it. It's so stupid. I think it's a shame, and they can still make up for it. If if that company ever gets good at handling criticism, I will go back to using their stuff. I'm not impossible. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna hate them forever. It's not like I completely hate them. I just want to avoid them because of that thing. So a lot of people who saw my Facebook post called me snowflake and stuff. They thought that I was being ridiculous because of, yeah, they probably thought it was that I wanted to stop using their stuff because of people calling them out for racism. But that's not at all what it was. No. It's literally that thing, trademarking someone's last name. It's just, I think that's a bit too far. So water glass fried the mini nova. If anyone disagrees with me, you can let me know down below in the chat. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Constructive criticism. Love your channel, by the way. Perpex Borg. There's someone who's been watching my content. In fact, I recognize a lot of. Wait, I'm gonna show this. I had to moderate this. Terrible Peril says, I give thumbs up. Thumbs down because you're shit. Can you be more constructive? Try to be less shit. Yeah, that's. If they did that, I don't have a problem with that. And I don't remove comments if they tell me that I'm shit. I don't remove comments. If I get attacked personally, I usually don't. Unless I have blocked people who will constantly write the same content. They go on 5 videos and they rate the same content, and then I put out a new video. They see that I put out a new video because of course they're subscribed, so they will see when I pop up in their feed, so that they can go in and give me a downvote and then put in another one. And I let them. I don't have a problem with that when it's one video, but when they do it across several, and there was one guy in one day, he did that. He wrote eat shit and die or something like that. Maybe that's gonna, I don't know what YouTube will do to this video because I said that, but he wrote something along those lines. It was not too horrid, but it was pretty shitty. And when I saw that comment in my feed, when I checked my YouTube Studio app, I see the same comment just scrolling like 40 videos or something like that. You get insta banned when you do stuff like that. You want to be you want to give me critique, you want to tell me that I'm shit, go ahead, I don't care. But don't spam the videos. you're just gonna get yourself banned. I also I'll also tell people not to harass my viewers. That's one thing. I don't have a problem with people arguing with each other unless it turns into a shit show. If people are just screaming at each other and calling each other names, then that's when I'll stop that. I'll lock that down. But if it's constructive and you write 100 comments to each other with constructive criticism or whatever it might be, I don't care. I literally do not want to police my channel. I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. And so far, I haven't had to do it. Really, I have a worse. I have it really worse when it comes to Facebook. And for anyone sending me messages on Facebook, I'll let you know now. I haven't checked Facebook messages in a long time because 2 years ago, I was overrun by phishing messages from like this this bot making duplicate account with the same stuff being sent all the time, trying to get your account details. But it's phishing. And then it was some kind of a site being promoted with nudity or something like that. And after that, I got a troll, like a really bad one, and I blocked that person so many times, and that person just made new accounts and just kept being so horrible. Not to a point where I just felt, well, basically, before I felt like I was getting depressed from it, I just dealt with it by just blocking it, deleting the threads, and then just not checking the messages anymore. So obviously it worked. But on my channel, that's different. Nope. Nope, I really care about my channel. Facebook is a place where I usually just put out stuff. I really don't like hanging on Facebook. I don't like hanging on Twitter either too much. But Instagram, I like that. I like that. Because I usually get to see what you do too. I'm following quite a few people. Oh, sorry. And I love watching what you do, actually. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that you were leaving, Jan. I hope I get to see you in the next stream. Yeah, okay, so everyone type their most favorite app this year so far. I mean, we're only in what month is it? What month is it? Okay, I gotta check this. Where is it? No, that's not it. I don't want anyone to know that I don't know what month it is. Okay, so it's May. Doesn't matter that I. Yeah, you could see that. You could see everything. Everything goes out live. We're doing it live. We're doing it live, everyone. Someone famous once said. I love that video, by the way. Have y'all seen it? Have y'all seen it? The video? We're doing it live. I mean, it's an old one. It's not a timely meme, but one of my favorite memes. Also, the duck playing. Oh, the duck. You guys know about the duck, right? The duck playing drums. You have seen that one, haven't you? Huh? Let me try to find it. Let me try to find it. It's my most favorite clip on the internet. Here's the thing. I don't like videos where people treat animals like playthings. When you can see that the animal doesn't really enjoy it, I don't like those videos. But I have no problem watching videos where animals and humans are having fun together. I don't have any problem with that. And this one is one of those videos. And this is, I found this a little while ago, and I just cannot stop watching it. I just love this one. So, duck playing, I think it is playing. Come on. Oh, I'm not connected. Playing. Stop. 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 I'm trying to search here. Duck. Playing. Drums. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There
Hello
it
everyone,
is.
this is your daily dose of internet. These people train their pet duck to play the
No,
bongo
that's not the
using
one.
its feet.
Yeah, there. There we go. I love that video. It's called Duck Playing the Drums, okay? It's the best video on the internet right now. It's the absolute best one. It's great. I just want to see that one more time. Yeah. So if you're wondering what I do when I don't do research or anything, I do that, okay? I do that. That's what I do. I watch stuff like that. I also have another favorite. It's because I happen to love goats a lot, and that's gonna sound so weird. I can't really help the kind of images people get in their heads when I say stuff like that. But I love goats. It's one of my most favorite animals because of the way that they sound. I mean, I'm a sound designer. I'm a producer. Sounds, just listening to sounds come natural to me, and the way that goats can sound like humans, and the way that they there's so many lovely sounds coming from goats, really. So there's a goat video that I love. I'll share that sometime. I don't like playing full videos because I'm not a reaction channel, but that clip is basically with the duck there was just 13 seconds. I mean, there's not much to show. If I ever do any reactions on this channel, I will never play a video in its full if it's a longer video because I don't really care much for that, and I will also be commenting a lot on it. I've thought about doing that, watching like the Apple keynote and commenting on it, but the last keynote I wasn't really. Maybe my viewers are gonna hate me for this. I wasn't really impressed with the keynote. There wasn't anything that really got me excited on the last keynote. There was a lot of stuff about keyboards and yeah, and I don't know. What would I want for the next iteration of the iPad? Well, we're never gonna get the headphone jack back, so yeah. One thing I always dislike with working with an iPad is just the fact that one port and dongles. That's what I dislike, but they won't fix that because if you would have to put more ports on there, yeah. I mean, in the future, we have to be realistic. In the future, they're gonna try to make these things like smart tablets and smartphones. They're gonna try to make them wireless in every way possible and remove all ports. That's what they're gonna do. That's the future. We won't be able to stop that. And hopefully, wireless systems will catch up when it comes to latency stuff because when it comes to musicians, producers, we all know what latency will do for our music. And unless you solve that, a completely portless wireless thing won't be good for any of us. But that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. You know, it's gonna go portless. I know, I know, I know. Move to portless. Yes. Never used PC, been in my headlines for a while. Yeah. Reason why I switched to desktop. Yeah. The thing is with Apple is that it's a hardware company. Let's face it. That's what they do. They need to sell hardware, make hardware that sell. And most people don't do stuff like we do. They don't. And if you look at their marketing, it's basically changed over time. And right now, it's more of a they're just preparing for, hey, you can use this instead of a laptop. Look at this smart keyboard. We got more functions for the keyboard now. Use the pen. Use the mouse. You do this and that. You basically have what Windows had with their tablet a while back. If you think about it, when they launched it, it was kind of like it had a split personality because it was a computer, but it wasn't. But when they sold it with the keyboard basically. So you had a laptop with a touch screen with a detachable keyboard, and that's what's. I mean, look at the marketing for the new iPads. Look at the marketing. That's what you have. You have a computer with a support for mouse, external hard drives, flash drives. The keyboard you attach to it's got special connections for that even. Use the I mean it's turned into a laptop. That's what it's turning into. And that's not how I've been using my stuff. unless if you look at this right now, it kind of, it's kind of like a laptop without the keyboard. But normally I will walk around with, even with this. Most people wouldn't carry around their iPad Pro 12.9 inch, but I do. I actually do. Most people would get something smaller, like an iPad Mini. This is a Mini 1, by the way, that I'm using for my face cam, and this is the Mini 2. And I still get use out of all of my units. This one only goes up to iOS 9. This one goes up to iOS 12. So I'm not recommending people to buy this anymore. And this one, I don't know how long it's gonna last actually. I think it would last at least iOS 14 or something. I hope. I hope. I hope. I hope. Hello, my darling. Hello, my darling. Hello, my darling. You. Not an affiliate. Linus Tech Tips. Last video talks about the new iPad. Yeah, I'm gonna check out that. I'm gonna check that video. I do check some videos from other YouTubers. What about IAA getting broken on iPad OS? Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. When I made a video a while back, if I can find it, let's just. I'm just gonna open up my browser here. Go to my channel. Now you saw all the weird stuff that I watch, Rick and Morty clips and everything. I don't care. By the way, I love Rick and Morty, so yeah, I don't really mind that. But I made this video a while ago. What was it called? Let's see here. Check videos. I think it was like the end of IAA. In there, I explain what would happen when that goes. The end of IAA, interrupt audio deprecated. So if you're new to my channel, if you're new to this IAA thing, go check that out, because I've talked to some of the most prominent iOS developers making apps for iOS, and they gave me the gist of it. I'm also sharing the information that Michael Tyson, who now owns Audiobus and also made Loopy, that he wrote about this thing. And if there is, basically, to pull it down, IAA has already stopped being supported by Apple. They stopped supporting it once they went out with that message last year. So they stopped supporting it then, and they really want people to go over to audio unit extensions instead. That's what they do. I mean, audio unit extensions are basically audio units. It's just that for iOS, the format is a little bit different. So it's version 3 of audio units, but we could literally call them audio units here on iOS 2, because that's what they are. So once they went out with that information, we're deprecating this, meaning we want you to stop using this, because in the future we want to stop supporting IAA, and we want you to implement audio units instead, audio unit extensions. And a lot of developers are going to have to make that decision. And now I saw that, what was it on, did you see that on Twitter? I think it was Twitter, right? Where Chris from Audio Damage, guy I love and whose apps I absolutely adore, he wrote something about IAA being completely broken, or something happened with when he was coding his apps, and iOS 13.5 completely broke his apps, and he said that he's throw that out. He's just gonna go audio unit extensions from now on. And I think that we're gonna see more apps doing that. And I'll tell you, ever since iOS 13, IAA has not been working properly for me. It's working in a really weird way. Try it yourself. If you're using something like Propellerhead's Thor, you open that up, and then you open up AudioShare, switch between the apps, and then go back to AudioShare, open up a recording window. Stuff will happen. As soon as you start recording, it won't be consistent. It's not easy to reproduce these bugs, but sometimes the audio pops out and never comes back. You have to restart the pad. You have to restart the apps. I'm having loads of issues with iOS 13. It's just nothing is stable on there when it comes to IAA. So I've kind of gravitated towards using audio units as much as I can, which is a shame, because many of the best apps I'm still using are IAA, like Waldorf's Knave, Propellerhead's Thor, Sampler, for crying out loud. So, I mean, I just hope that people will make the switch. And then this, and then there's this newly released Bias FX2. Yeah, Purpless Borg says something there. Bias FX2. It's a like a guitar amp suite or something like that, right? Okay, so the thing with that is that I've seen some people having problems with upgrading. I think uh, when I looked at BiasFX, when I looked at Positive Grids, I think it's Positive Grid, right? When I looked at their tweets or messages on Facebook about that, they have given some good instructions for how people can upgrade if they already own BiasFX1 to BiasFX2, but you have to follow that guide to the absolute point. If you make any errors in between there, it won't work. And that's what's been happening. And I feel bad for them that Apple can't make a better system for people to upgrade. A lot of developers out there really want to give people a chance of upgrading. Like back when what are they called? Let's see here. Back when, if we go to, no, we go to there. Yeah, Fab Filter. Back when Fab Filter released their stuff, I mean, a lot of people already owned the plugins because they purchased them through Aria. And the problem with that was that there was no way for them to track their stuff. And I think that moving forward, I think that developers should try to work something out with Apple, or they should work out a system themselves. Something needs to be done in order for people to be able to, when they buy a product that the developer wants to continue supporting and also wants to be able to continue getting money from for future updates. If that's the plan, they need to make it they need to make a system where people are being registered like just like it is on desktop. All right, somehow somehow that has to happen. I think the problem on iOS is that everything you do is tied to your account, and Apple is not sharing that with anyone else. I think that's part of the security that we also get on this platform. It is actually one of the most secure platforms in the world that I know of, and it's because they don't tell anyone anything. They don't tell anyone anything. They don't give anyone anything, and that's the problem, right? That's the problem. So the the developers can't track the purchases from within other apps, and you see what I mean? Something needs to be done in order for people to be able to buy something, and then when the developer comes up with something new, the developer might want to just put it out and say, "Hey, for all of you who have been supporting us for so long, here's the upgrade package. You buy it to 30% off or 40% off or something like that." I mean, it's been done on desktop for ages. It's just that iOS is a very weird system because of all the closed security systems and shit. So they don't Apple don't share anything with anyone, and that's how they're keeping it safe. I empathize with devs who have to work on updating old apps while trying to make a living selling new apps. Yep. And here's the thing. As I said earlier in the stream, there will become an announcement in some months. It might be half a year. It depends on what's going on. Okay. But something is being worked on, something's being done, and there's a developer that I've been very close to now, very very close to now. We've become friends even, and so um, I've really gotten a peek into what it actually means to code. I can also disclose that I have coded a bit in the past, and now we're talking basic. And when I say basic, I literally mean basic. Basic. Like as in the language basic. I've done that in the past, and I'm not good at it. But I used to sit and write my own programs on Commodores, basically. So I know what that means, but what it means to actually create an app inside the language of Juice or something like they use for Apple and stuff. Um, I've just had a peek into what that means, and I had a peek into what that means when Apple changes something in a sinister way. I don't want to say that Apple are sinister. It's not that they're sinister. It's that they don't tell anyone anything. They will just go and do something, and then it's done, and then you have to cope with it. And that's what developers has to do all the time. I've been reporting on this for years that developers usually don't really know exactly what's going on in there, and that the documentation has been bad. And in the beginning, the good people from Audiobuzz was helping in the documentation of that. We're helping the community, and nowadays I think that AudioKit is helping out a lot of developers too by documenting stuff, and so it's a little bit easier. But whenever a new iOS update hits, and for something like iOS 13.5 and Chris from Audio Damage saying, hey, this thing is completely broken now, I don't want to do this anymore. I get what that means because I've seen the coding, I've seen the workings behind the scenes now. I've seen all of it. I've seen it take a toll on a person. I've seen what happens when big changes, life changes happens in that person's life, and then they have to cope with that, and also the coding. These developers are people. They're human beings just like us, and I see a lot of people get angry online at a lot of things for prices and stuff like that, but sometimes I think it's a bit unfair, the criticism. It's not unfair if you put out an app and it doesn't work and you've paid money for it. That's fair criticism. Hey, it didn't work, fix it, or don't release it when it's not fixed. I completely get that. I'm along those lines too. Don't release it if it's not done, please. But sometimes some of the criticism is just undeserved. An app might be. Let's talk about that, for instance. Take an app like Sampler, okay? I did put Sampler in the title, so I might as well show it, right? So where is Sampler? Okay. Let's see here. Clicky clicky. Is it gonna play anything? Okay, so here we have Sampler. A lot of people have been expressing that they want Sampler to become an audio unit extension app. Now here's the thing. I don't completely agree with it, because I get why people would want an audio unit version of this. But for me, Sampler is always going to be an instrument. There are 4 apps on the App Store that came out almost the same time back in 2014. And that is Borderlands Granular, Sampler, TC11, and Gesturement. These 4 apps were pinnacle. They changed a lot, and they showed people how the iPad could become an instrument. They load fully on the screen, and everything you need is right there. They're made to be interacted like this. They're not made to be interacted in a windowed mode, in a little window. Everything needs to be there. If you would make Sampler into an audio unit app, then you would have to split up the app either like that, or you would have to code it for a full screen, and not all apps support the full screen mode yet. Sure, AUM does it, Cubase does it too. You have a full screen mode you can put it to, but this thing is just, it's the best when you load it up as it is right there on the screen and you interact with it. It's an instrument. Now your iPad is an instrument. That becomes just as much of an instrument as picking up a guitar or a flute or anything else that you see as a more conventional instrument. I say conventional and not real, because for me a real instrument is something that makes sounds that you can interact with, and if you train with it you can get good with it and you can make it sound good. It doesn't matter if it's electronic, it doesn't matter if it's 2 sticks that you hit against your own ass. Where the hell did that come from? Ass? I meant to say drum. If anyone plays Assticks, I would love to see that, by the way. Okay? I'm just saying, if any one of you viewers play Assticks, I would love to see that. But this is an instrument. And so audio unit, if Marcos ever made this into an audio unit, then I hope he would go the route as one of my most favorite developers, Kai Arras. Kai Arras apps, all of them are audio units. All of them. And they're all coded into their own audio unit plugin holder. If you're new to the channel, you can check out VoltSynth, my VoltSynth review. I did an interview with Kai Arras, and he talks about that, because I asked him. But this is actually a plugin holder for an audio unit, and he's coded it so it shows in full screen mode. And all of his apps look best in a full screen mode, all of them. And I just love loading them up like this. I'll have a little session with 3 iPads and have Volt Synth and Shockwave Shockwave, or Shockwave Volt Synth Volt Synth, or maybe FD1 delay, Volt Synth Shockwave, something like that. I'll have 3 things, like one effect unit. I just love working like that. Um, yeah, it's just some apps I don't need them to be audio unit. Do you disagree with me? Maybe you would love iOS Assticks. Yeah, if someone would, if someone if someone makes that app, tell me. I'll review it. I'll review it. I'll definitely review it. I might have to blur it out depending on the. In that case, if you make an Assticks app, if you're listening, if you're thinking of making an Assticks app, when you're doing the graphical user interface, maybe not go for a skeuomorphic design, because it might be a little too rich for Apple, a little bit too over the top, just. But then again, you could have some cool, some really nice stuff going on there. Like, if imagine that you have 2 cheeks on the pad, 2 cheeks, and then you hit them, you tap them to hit them with the sticks, and you get these, like, these. I don't know what it would sound like. Maybe you just imagine the sounds that you think that these ass cheeks would make, and then you hit them, and if you like swipe them, they will wobble, and you'll get like a filtering action, and then you can. I'm not going to talk about the crack. I'm not going to talk about the crack. You could probably make some. I think I should just stop there. But if you make it a skeuomorphic design, I will have to blur it out, and that's gonna look weird, with the iPad screen, my hands, and then this blurring thing. Don't. Oh yeah. Imagine the types of modulation you could put into that. The title would be "Getting Deep with Assticks," or something like that. Am I going over the top here? Am I going over the top? Is this too different? Is this too different? One of the dangers of doing live streams from doing scripted things on my channel is that you get me here unfiltered, and I would never put anything like this inside my other videos. And so some people might come over, watch this, and they'll end up not liking me at all because I'm this childish. I love fart humor. I love childish humor, talking about the rump and sticks. I'm very, very childish. And you have to think about this. I have a girlfriend. She's sitting in the other room, and right now she's free from me. Okay, she's free. She's in her room. She's sitting there in her office that we built together, taking it easy. But as soon as I'm done with this stream, I'm gonna go in there, and she's gonna be getting the full story about the Aztecs and everything. And the thing is, you see, you guys can all turn off the stream, but she cannot turn off her life, and I'm constantly in it. So, if you're watching this, honey, I love you. You put up with all my shenanigans, and you have such patience, and I don't know how you do it, honey. And I just love you so much for that. Being such a patient person, putting up with all my ridiculous shenanigans, listening to me all day long, talking about Aztecs. Aztecs. Asterix. Asterix. Aztecs. Caustic soda. Caustic soda. Caustic soda. You can put an LFO in the middle. Yeah, you could put an LFO in the middle. I like that. You can use the whole crack as a touch strip for something. Right. So we've been going on with this for a long while. Now I wanna usually I should announce this earlier, but I want to turn this into a Q&A for the last little bit that I'm gonna stream. I've been streaming for like 1 hour and 50 minutes, and my wife, my wife is already taking a toll. That's not what I meant to say. My voice is already taking a toll because, you record audio, narration, and then you talk more on the stream. I don't want to lose my voice completely because I need it for tomorrow, for recording that oscilloscope video, and I need to find. Oh God, I've been struggling. So ask me anything if you want. Just put the questions down there in the comment section in the chat. But while you do that, What do you think about that? I've been trying to find the best ways of actually titling my videos and making them as click friendly as possible, because I have been getting some comments like from people saying like, oh, it was clickbait. And usually when people say that, they mean clickbait as in negative, because there's good clickbait and then there's bad clickbait. Bad clickbait is basically someone saying, I've seen this, I've lost my mom and gone sexual, something like that. Okay, that is, you can usually tell it's clickbait. And when you open it up, you see that it's one YouTuber talking about another YouTuber beef. Has nothing to do with the title. The thumbnail. In the thumbnail, there's a chipmunk, and then there's a half naked muscular guy, and then there's an arrow pointing to his nose. That's bad clickbait. The kind of clickbait I'd make, if we have a look at it. By the way, if you have any questions, now is your time. I'm going to answer a question for a few minutes before I end the stream. So if we look at my, oh come on, if we look at my clickbait, like this, the future of this channel, this thing here. I don't know if you can see that, but the thing with that one is, in the thumbnail, I'm doing this. This is a real clickbait video. I mean, think about it. I'm doing that. I look worried, and I have the arrow, and then you can see, you recognize my channel up top. So that's a picture of my channel. You can't see that properly. I'll do this. So at the top there, you can see that I have my channel, and down there I have this channel that I'm streaming on now, and I have an arrow there. And I know that some people might think that, uh-oh, he's going to change his channel. Okay, so that's the clickbait part. And so you could say that that's almost like lying, but no, it isn't, because in there it also says I have to do this. And in that video, I literally say those words. I have to do this. And it says future of this channel, which it was. And what I said was the future of my main channel was not going to change. So it had to do with that. That I consider being good clickbait. Okay? That is good clickbait, because you're not getting anything else but what you see in the picture. I needed people to see that one. I really wanted people to see that one, because I wanted to move forward with this live streaming channel, and of course want people who are interested in live streams to come over here, and to get them to see that. If I just put up a video saying I created another, okay, maybe people would have watched that. I created another channel. Bram Bose was onto something. He told me that he looked at this and he said, oh my god, that's like the trinity of clickbait. And he was right. The only thing he said was missing was a blurred picture. If I would have made a video saying I made a new channel, and then I had an iPad frame with a blurred picture inside, people would probably have clicked on that too. But then you don't really know what it's, yeah, okay, yeah, either way. iOS Tricon stopping by to say hi and strike the like. We'll watch later for sure. All right, thank you, man. I shouldn't assume that people are just men. YouTube tells me that most of you are dudes, but it does tell me that I do have some viewers of the female variety, and so I don't want to get people to think that I'm. Everyone is welcome on my channel. I grew up in a multicultural home, okay? I grew up in a multicultural area. I got into this discussion on another YouTuber's channel, and then I left the discussion because I saw that it was going nowhere. Someone said something about, it's not the first time it's happened. I've seen this many times. Whenever I do something, or if I type something somewhere on a channel, yeah, I'm not going to mention any channels. That's just, I don't want to start any drama. Okay, so I've had comments where people tell me that maybe I shouldn't appropriate other cultures' music and stuff. I've had that comment, and it's happened in either cases on both sides of the color spectrum. Okay, on every sides. Don't do that because you're that and that, and people will think that I've had the comments of like, hey, you're white, should you be doing this and blah blah blah. The thing is, I'm mixed. My dad is black and my mom is white, and my the weird thing is my brother, he's even darker than my dad, and I'm lighter than any of them. Like we look like we're we look like I almost said we look like misfits. I did not mean to say that. We're a strange family. A lovely family, but a strange family, so mixed. And if we look at my brother, he got together with a Norwegian woman, and now they have a mixed child. It's like the potpourri. Like you just mix everything together and stuff happens. To me, people are just people. All right. It doesn't really matter where you come from. For some people, it matters, but for me, it doesn't. What I care about is what you do. You can say a lot of things, but what you do is really what matters. You know, sure, you can hurt people with words and stuff, but what people do, I usually watch what people do, the actions you take. Um, that's kind of how I treat my own life. So it's. Sorry, did I lose you there? Oh, there's a little bit glitchy there. This microphone. They told me that this was iOS safe, this thing. And you know what happens when I put this headset into my phone and I start the camera app? It will start the recording function and then turn it off and keep doing that. So it's not compatible with iOS, this thing. Alright? It's an Asus thing. And it seems like the iRig Stream doesn't like it either. It's really annoying. Right. Let's see here. Pure Acid being controlled by NanoKey Studio, having problems getting them hooked together, controlling the filters. Pure Acid being controlled by NanoKey Studio. Russ8889. Are you still here, Russ? Have you gotten any help with that? It doesn't look like it. What kind of problems are you having? Pure Acid controlled by NanoKey Studio, having problem getting them hooked together, controlling the filters. Okay, so Russ, do you want to control the filters in Pure Acid with the NanoKey Studio? Is that what you're trying to do, to map the knob? Is that it? If that's it, just type yes. Finally live again. Oh, we have one of my oldest best friends in the stream, Kalle. One of the most intelligent people I know. He builds stuff that are being used inside satellites. That's what he does, and that's all I'm allowed to say. But the guy is really, really smart. He's a great builder, great mind, and he's also a great musician. He sent me like a piece of music the other day, like a remix of a song, and it was really good, Kalle. It was really good. I loved it. Stopping by, blah blah. Come on. Jakob launches multiple spacecraft in a tiny room. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Mm-mm. This stream is timed pretty well with the SpaceX. Oh, sorry, Dean. It looks like YouTube Visa. Come in. YouTube tried to stop you from saying something again. It's weird. I don't understand why YouTube is discriminating you, Dean. And when I say Dean, I'm talking about a guy from Electronic Sounds Audio, who he's got a really great channel. Are there any good AUV3 loopers? Loopy but in AUV3. Yeah, isn't there one? What's that called? Everyone, can you? If there is anyone who knows the answer to this, an audio unit extension app that loops like loopy. There is one, I think. It looks like a loop pedal rack or something. I think there is actually one, Michael. All right. Yes. Okay. Hello, Ed. Okay, Russ. Let's just have a look at that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just close this down. I've got AUM here. I'm gonna load up Pure Acid. So let's see here. Pure. Let me just search for it. I used this search function too little. So Pure Acid, and I now want to control the filter of this thing. So the first thing I would do is to look inside. I go down here to the channel, and I press there, and I go here. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try it. I go into where it says Pure Acid parameters, and then I take the cutoff, and then I press learn, and I tweak this, and now I have full control over this thing. Okay, see that? I have full control. You need to make sure. Oh, you didn't use AUM. Oh, sorry. Okay. Um, let's see here. What did you use? What did you use? Are you Oh, okay. So Russ, are you using Pure Acid as standalone? Is that it? If you're using it in standalone, okay, I'll show that too. I don't know if that's what you're doing, but I'll load up Pure Acid. Where is it? It should. Oh, there. All right. All right. Can you talk a little about plans for the new album, Renato? Yeah, that's the thing. I was dumb enough to mention it because usually it takes me a long time. Like with this stream, my patrons have been asking me to start streaming for a very long time. We're talking a year here. And I told them, yes, I want to do that. I will find a way to do that. And it took a year until I discovered, finally realized that all I needed to do was to create a new channel. So I could have just done this a year ago, but it wasn't apparent to me, and I was really swamped with work back then. So it took a year for me to streamline the way I make videos now. It took a whole year to learn that, and that's why it took so long for me to actually get to this stage where I'm now going to be able to stream at least once a week on Wednesdays. So same with the album. The last album took me about the melodies on that album for all the tracks were made over a period of 6 years. Think about that. And then it took me a whole year to put it together. The album I'm working on now is different from that album. And I've got about, maybe if I would just work on the album and not make any videos, then I say I would be able to make an album in 3 months. That's the time I would need for it. I've calculated it thoroughly. But since I also have the channel, I need to do that, it's going to take longer. So I dare not talk about the plans for that. But I will do this. I will at least stream the full creation of one of the tracks. Okay? So when I have an idea, I will make that into a stream. And if that stream has to go on for 6 hours or more, then that's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna make that entire track there because I want people to be able to see that workflow of me making one of the tracks for the album. Right, Susie. I'm good with that. Yes, I was. Russ. Okay, Russ. I might misunderstand you. Are you good with what I did, or do you want to see me do a mapping of this thing? Because you can also. Where is it? How do you do it in here? I can't remember. Was it? Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so if you have the app in standalone mode, you have to triple tap on a controller. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then it starts blinking. Okay, all of Jim's apps are like this. 1, 2, 3, very fast tap, and then it waits for you to actually move a control. And oh, now I don't even have it set up. Wait, let me just do that. Medium device, nano key studio. 1, 2, 3 tap. Come on, 1, 2, 3. Tweak. Okay, there we go. I just chose the MIDI input, and then 1, 2, 3 tap, and now I've got it locked to that thing. And then you just press the play, and it's stuck there. So now I have that mapped. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You have to be quick about it. Yeah, I love it when developers put in easy ways of actually mapping stuff inside their apps. So, are there any other stuff? Okay, didn't work for me for whatever reason. Thank you. All right, Russ, remember that if you're using it in something like AUM, then you have to make sure that you also port the MIDI. Maybe you already know, but for anyone else watching, so if you have a MIDI controller connected and you want that MIDI to go somewhere, you can either do it in here through this menu, just make it go to wherever you need it to go. When you have something loaded here, you can just tap on it and send the MIDI there, or you have to do it inside the channel view, and you go there and then you choose the MIDI source here and then you choose the controller. So that's usually what I forget to do, like I did when I loaded it up as a standalone module now. Just tried mapping an Arturia beat step encoder in Pure Acid, and the knob has acceleration. Nice. Yep. Random question about the live. Have you played RDR2? RDR2? I'm not sure, actually. I'm just gonna check it out. RDR2. RDR2. Wait. Oh, are you talking about the game? Red Dead Redem Red Red Dead Red Dead Red Red Redemption? Are you talking about Red Redemption 2? Are you talking about a game? Is that it? Is that it? Because I haven't played Red Redemption 2. I have played the first game. And right now, yesterday, maybe... Okay, so this is where I just start talking about stuff that isn't related to music. I am also a gamer. I love gaming. That's my second passion in life. I started talking about that in my last live stream. I hope that didn't bore anyone, but last night I finally took the plunge and I purchased No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is one of those games that really had a lousy start, okay? And what they did in the end was that they stopped talking to everyone, and they just got to working. And I'm playing it right now, and I've only played like 3 hours of it. I don't really have that much time to play it, but I'm easing into it. It's a very big game with a procedurally generated world, and it's in space, and it's really vast, and I like games where I can just forget about reality completely. You know, immerse myself into something that isn't real, something in fantasy. So, yeah, that feels good. I haven't played Red Redemption 2. I haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2, so sorry. Yeah, the game. Okay. Never mapped him up to anything. Give us Hack Attack Creamware Minimax Screamer. Oh, yeah. That old Creamware system. I don't have it, Kalle. I don't have it anymore. It's gone. It's completely gone. Got rid of it a few years ago. That thing costed me a lot of money, you know. Back then, there were several months, like almost a year, I didn't go out. I went to work and I took all the money I got after paying my rent and everything. I was pretty young back then, 20 years, 22, 23, 25, I can't remember. Pretty young, and I just took all the money, I threw it at gear. I bought synthesizers, I bought everything. I bought this big DSP card system with 3 cards in it. I built my own tower computer. I bought water cooling. I had such a decked out thing, and that system was completely modular. You had to connect everything, and within the modular system you had a modular synth, and I built modular synths. I was making thousands of patches for different synths back then. It was a very great it was a great time, and a lot of the sound designing I do today is much thanks to that period when I did that. I want to play Elder Scrolls Online over Steam, but I need to get a controller. Yeah, I don't play any online games at all. Believe it or not, uh, I I don't like having other human beings in my games, because human beings. I have played a lot of live games in the past, but humans act like humans. They will jump around like humans. They will move like humans. I can feel it, even if there are no voices. I can feel that it's a human by the erratic movement and everything. So yeah, I mean, I don't even watch that many games of live games, but there is this one game I do watch a lot where people streaming, and it is Rust, because sometimes the dynamics between people and some really good gamers, people that can really play that game, it's just so super interesting to watch. And yeah, I wouldn't want to play it myself, but it's really lovely to watch. Hey, Jacob, what do you do for a living? Raleigh, so here's the thing. Part of my income comes from YouTube, part of it, very small part, and also whatever I get from my patrons, which I'm so grateful for. But since that is not near enough, I have to find other things. And in the past, I used to have three jobs, four jobs, everything from gardening to road work, working on roads and stuff. Nowadays, I don't do that. I do consultant work for some companies. I don't get enough to get rich on it. I don't get enough to live well on it. I get enough to get by. And so far, that's been good enough. I'm gonna have to think of other ways of making money now because I'm getting older. I'm over my 40s, and I don't want to live on the streets when I'm 70 or something like that. If I live that long, I don't want to live on the streets. I need some kind of an insurance for the future, and so I'm looking into other ways of trying to make more money so that I can save money, because as it is now, I can't. I get by, and it's been like that for years, for as long as I've done YouTube. YouTube is something I've always treated as a full-time job, and I've been called stupid because I pour so much time into it when it gives back very little. If we look at the ads, for instance, take the video that I made about, let's say, what was it? EG Pulse. Take the video about EG Pulse. I make an EG Pulse video. It took me a month, okay? Och sen tog det kanske. Okay, I can't remember how many hours it was in actually editing, but everything from the testing, the research, helping the developer out, making my own projects, being creative with it, which I pull that into the work because I'm not doing the music for myself. I'm doing the music with it to see what it can do. And then recording the videos, the different bits, everything I need to do there, putting it all together, editing it. It took a month to make that video, okay? Not like 24 hours per day a month, but at least 8 hours, up to sometimes 14 hours a day. And then I have to, in between, a few days, I have to take some time to do other videos. In the end, that video made me $15. It made me $15, okay? And after the first initial hit bump of people watching it, I'm only gonna make maybe 1 or 2 cents from it per week or day. That's it, because of viewing going down like that. That's what it looks like. And so in the end, after a year, I might end up making $20 on it, or $25 in a year, spread out over a year. So take $20. Let's say I make $20 from that. We make it simple. I make $20 in a month. Let's say that for that video. And let's say I spent about in general. Let's pull it down. Let's not be generous here. I'll put up a calculator, and we do it like this. Okay, so let's say I spent at least 4 days a week, and let's say I spent about 9 hours of work. That would be the best rounding off. Okay, so 9 times 4 is 36 hours. Okay, and that's 36 hours times, let's say, it's almost 5 weeks, but let's say 4 weeks just to make it simple. That's 144. Okay, 144 hours. So I invested 144 hours into making that video, and then you take that $20 and you just do this. So split it up with 144, and so in an hour I'm making 13 cents from that video. And people will actually call me greedy from doing a video like that, just because I have maybe a mid-roll ad in there. And the mid-roll ad will not show for most people. So that's why I'm making 10 or 15 or $20 from that video, because sometimes these ads won't show because it doesn't have anything relevant to show that person watching it. Sometimes YouTube can't show because they don't have any relevant ads for that country or that area or region. Sometimes it doesn't show because people are watching through browser and they're blocking pop-ups. Sometimes it doesn't show because people are subscribing to YouTube. They have a premium account. So, and over the years, we're making less money. Okay? I'm making less money on YouTube because the thing is, my income should be growing. It's not. It's going like this, and I keep making more and more videos, but I'm not making more and more money. How does that work? Because of the adpocalypse that happened. A lot of sponsors, a lot of stuff pulled out. I see less ads now too. I have several accounts. I have one account that I use to watch YouTube on, where I don't have any ads. And then I have accounts where I watch videos from creators I just want to support when I'm not just browsing. And I let the ads play. And I see less ads on some videos that I rewatch and used to have more ads in the past. It's just YouTube is changing all constantly. So anyone thinking that I went into this for the money and that I'm staying for the money are dead wrong. Because if I did it for the money, I should stop making YouTube videos. I should really stop making YouTube videos because it's not carrying me. That's just the gist of it. I'm completely failed in that sense from putting so much time into it. I failed. I completely failed. I thought I could do it, but I haven't. And so anyone wanting to start a YouTube channel, unless you're doing some really messed up thing, which will also get demonetized nowadays. Oh God, it's harder. It's harder, you know. It depends on what kind of content you're making on YouTube. So, yeah, there are ways of making a lot of money on YouTube. There are ways of growing really quickly on YouTube, but that's not what this channel is, nor would I want it to. I would not want a huge channel to shout out my channel and then get a really big load of maybe 20,000 subs. I would not want that. Would not want that, because most of those subs aren't gonna stay, and I really want just people who just want to stay subbing. That's it. I can so easily plan what I'm gonna do when I can see this slow growth, and the slow growth also means that for as long as YouTube exists, I'm probably gonna keep on growing. There's not gonna be this like that. More and more people are discovering this platform, and if that platform dies, I can always just focus more on portable hardware, because I'm doing that too. So yeah, I feel good with the growth of it and all, and I feel really grateful for everything that I'm getting from the community, because this channel is the community. All those views, those aren't just numbers, those are actually people watching the videos. Like, I'm so aware of that. I'm so aware of it. So that's it. Wait until you turn 65. I don't know the reference of this right now. Calling you greedy, that's sad. Yeah, Michael, I've been called greedy many times. I've been called. Someone told me that, oh, you just started reviewing hardware because of the money, and I'm like, what do you mean starting reviewing hardware? Why are you telling me that I started doing hardware reviews? I've been doing them for 4 years or 5 years, and just doing it for the money. Here's the thing: they have a point. You can make more money from reviewing hardware if the company pays you. You know how many companies paid me for my videos? None. None paid me. I spent 200 hours, no, 180 hours editing, just in editing time for the pocket operator video of the PO33. And I spent 3 months preparing that video. Teenage Engineering did never pay me. I lost 2 patrons when I posted those videos. And they both wrote kind of the same thing. Was sponsored. Wasn't honest about sponsored. Sponsored, yeah, sure. I got to keep the Metal Series pocket operators. I got to keep 2 pocket operators. I got to keep them. After 3 months of work, I got to keep them. If I didn't get to keep them after 3 months of work, I would never ever talk to them again. There's no way that they would ever ask me to give those things back after all that work I did, asking nothing from them. I did that because I liked those units. I did that. I did all of that work. Look at those videos. I put so much of myself in there. What I did was I wanted the viewer to be able to completely get those pocket operators, because I knew they were gonna be needed to be explained, because there's too much in them. There's almost too much. So much you can do with them. It's those are some of the most thorough videos I've ever made. It's the longest tutorials I've ever made. But I lost two like patrons over it, and what I feel most sad over is the fact that they never talked to me before. They just decided that that's what it was. I was just sponsored or paid some way to make the video. Maybe someone was to make their video of it. I don't know. I wasn't. That's just the way it is. It's the same thing when I talk about the IK Multimedia MTMs. I talk about them because I like them. So they sent them to me because I asked them. I wanted them to send them. I had a feeling they would be good because I liked the iLoud micro ones. I got these. I like this one more, and I want to keep them. But I haven't still done any kind of work for them for this, and they still haven't asked me if I should send it back, because they see that I like them. So they're probably going to be on this table for a very long time, and I'm probably going to get to keep them. And at some point, I'm going to make a video about them, because it turns out that I like them so much that I could recommend them. I never talk about anything on my channel that I don't recommend, unless it is an app that I'm giving constructive criticism. And of course, if I'm criticizing YouTube or Apple, that's just the way it is. But yeah, I have done paid jobs. Yeah, I have done paid jobs for IK Multimedia at a fair. Okay, me working for IK Multimedia with the IK Multimedia dress on, Unishirt, at that fair, demonstrating the Unisynth, a synth that I purchased myself. I pre-ordered that thing, ended up loving it, talked to my contact at IK Multimedia. They said something's gonna happen down in Stockholm. Do you want to work for us there? We'll pay you for 2 days. That's what I did. That's what I did. That was just wonderful. I had a wonderful time. I got to show a lot of young children the Unisynth, like introducing them to synthesis, getting them to nerd in on that. Great reaction. Great reaction. And what I also like is that there weren't any like gender barriers. Boys and girls were coming up. I like that. I really like that. Your Univid was great. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Oh, did you delete that? Oh, because you misspelled it? Don't worry about misspelling stuff. My viewers, if my viewers are okay with me doing stupid shit like this Wednesdays, if my viewers are okay with that, they are okay with you typing stuff wrong. Don't delete your comments for that. I type stuff wrong all the time. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Here it goes again. Somehow YouTube likes filtering you out, Dean. I have to clear your. I just have to keep clearing your stuff. I have to check so that I haven't. So we've been streaming for almost 2.5 hours, and I need to save on my voice. I need to save my voice, everyone. Right. I want to thank you so much for sticking with me this live stream. I know it was kind of over the place, but that's kind of the point with this channel. It is the point. We're just chatting, having fun. So for the next live stream, before you leave, why don't you comment down below, or comment down below. I don't know how to do this. Once I shut down the stream, if you're still here and the stream shuts down, in the comment section you can always give me advice on whatever you want me to cover next. It could be a video of something. It could be musical, of course, app-like, you know. It could be an app or something like that. If there's some app that a lot of people want me to just have a go with, suggest it in the comments or anything, yeah, so that I can just prepare for that next time. Because I'm gonna be doing this again next Wednesday. As you can see, Wednesday is a thing. It's between Tuesday and Thursday if it's confusing. But Wednesday, 2000 hours UTC plus 2, and join me up for the next one. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be a recurrent thing. Recurrent? It's gonna be. I can't find it. There's another word for it. I can't find it. Thank you so much. This has been Jakob haQ. You're watching Jakob haQ live. And as usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff, have a lot of fun doing it. And now I'm gonna turn off the stream and allow my girlfriend to come in here and go to bed because she needs her beauty sleep. I need mine too, but I usually go to sleep way later. So, yeah. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Yeah. It's been great. It's been great. This is exactly what I wanted. Thank you for making this stream so good. Okay, I know I've been talking your heads off about Assticks and everything, but yeah, I will make this stream available. So if you want to watch it later on or something, if you just caught up, then it will be available. I'll also make some timestamps. So bye bye everyone. Thank you for coming and see you next Wednesday. See you next Wednesday.